So a common question I get from those on my photography workshops is, Ryan, how do I make my images pop? Well, while there's several possible answers to that question, one of my very favorite ways is by adding a vignette. Adding a vignette helps draw the viewer's attention towards the most powerful elements of your photograph, which in the end can help your images pop. A word of caution though, adding a vignette effectively can be a powerful artistic tool, but if you botch it, you're more likely than not to ruin a photograph. So not all images need a vignette to pop, but I use vignetting often. So how do you know when to use one? Well, there's really three good reasons to add a vignette to your photos. Number one, when the edge of the image is relatively bright and fights for your attention. Number two, when a scene is overly busy and you need to simplify it. And number three, when you wish to add a moodier feel to the image. So to show you the power of adding a vignette, I chose a photo which I had previously taken, and I just wanted to add a little bit more pop to it. Really, there's several ways to add a vignette, but I'm just going to show you one of the quickest and easiest ways to do it in Lightroom. Adobe Bridge is where I look at my images and decide which ones I'm going to drag into Lightroom for editing purposes. So I just simply drag this into Lightroom. Let's go down to the Effects section in the Develop panel of Lightroom. And this is where you'll find the effects of vignetting, very easy and simple. And there's other ways to do it, but this is just very simple. There are really two foolproof sliders, one for the amount of the vignette, and one to set the midpoint that determines how far into the image the vignette will go. The roundness slider changes the shape of the vignette, square to oval to round, and the feather slider affects the visible lines and the feathering into the vignette. So I go back and forth, and there's not really a specific order that you have to go, but we'll just play around here. I kind of like how that looks. Now, just for fun, I always like to turn off the effect to see what it looks like, and there's a few ways to do that. This toggles on and off the effect that you just made. There's the vignette, and there's without. And another way is to push the Y button on your keyboard, and it shows you the before and the after effect. Or if you push the backslash, that'll give you the before and the after effect as well. So I like where it's at. There's other ways to do it, such as using a brush or the radial filter. But again, I wanted to show you the most basic way to do it. And regardless of which way you do it, the idea is really to draw the light into the frame and keep the eye in the frame. The eye gravitates to the brightest area of the photograph, so adding a vignette can push towards the most interesting areas of the photos. Again, there's great times when a vignette can help pop an image. When the edge of the image is relatively bright and fights for your attention, when a scene is overly busy and you need to simplify it, or when you just want to add a moodier feel to the overall image. And part of the most important thing is, remember, less is more. A more subtle vignette can add a significant feel, yet if you overdo it, it really can take away from the image. So I want to see your photos. Make sure you send them in. I'd like to take a look and maybe feature them on the next YouTube video. Go to www.captureicons.com, and here you'll see an area on the website called Submit Your Photo. So it's really easy to submit a photo, whether just to share or if you'd like to submit for a critique, a review, or the possibility of me featuring your photo online. Just simply follow the steps, click here, and it takes you where to upload your photo for review. I can't wait to see your images. Really looking forward to it. So I hope this quick tip of how to add some pop in your photos was useful. If you have any comments or questions, try to leave them below and I'll do my best to respond. If you enjoyed this week's quick tip video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up and share it with others. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more quick tips and more content. See you in the next video. Meanwhile, go capture some icons.